And so just when McCaffrey makes it back from that high ankle sprain that held him out of 6 games, now he's got another setback that could sideline him, expected to sideline him this week, and could sideline him even longer. He's considered week to week going forward, Sage.
And this has been a tough season for Christian McCaffrey. All right, this next topic is not something we usually talk about here on SportsCenter, but it's caused quite a stir on Twitter today after you broke the story about the Houston Texans, who fired Vice President of Communications Amy Palcic, telling her that she's no longer a, quote, cultural fit. According to sources, cultural fit within the team. Palcic was the first and only woman to have full public relations responsibilities for an NFL team.
He's had so much.
She and her team, her PR team, were also the winner of the 2017 Rosella Award for the best PR staff in South Florida. Coveted award spoke today. Amy is as well respected as they get throughout the entire league. And Adam, the words cultural fit. I'm curious, to say the least,
what I can do to help our team be successful. Myself to go out and.
Because Amy Palcic was so popular and so respected, chiefly amongst her team, the players. We remember Deshaun Watson signing the contract and there being a great press conference that was set up on Zoom where she coordinated having his family
a really great guy to watch.
To celebrate
been fun
his
to watch.
big new contract.
He's had so much success over the past couple of years.
We remember J.J. Watt going out to the community there on hurricane relief efforts. That was Amy Palcic helping to set that up.
All right, to the AFC North, Bulls face off Sunday. The league's only undefeated team
that she was let go. She was immensely popular in the league, as we saw from the reaction on social media a short time ago. The Texans president, Jamie Roots, did send me an email, and I'll read to you, Sage. It says, "It was definitely my call. I gave her the role a number of years ago and felt the need to make a change. Leadership is lonely, and sometimes you have to make decisions and moves that impact people that you care about deeply." Amy Palcic, I would imagine, will not be unemployed very long.
For sure. Again, the words cultural fit are what I think a lot of people want to know a little bit more about. Maybe that will come out. You mentioned J.J. Watt, Adam, and J.J. Watt tweeted something specifically about Amy. Again, this decision resonates deeply for many people. Those of us who have known Amy for a long time, we know she will indeed be okay. Meantime, the Texans host the Patriots this Sunday with a lot of controversy on their hands. Adam, thank you.
Thank you, Sage.
Well, the NBA draft is just a week away with so many questions as there's no clear-cut consensus choice at the top. Here's what we know. The Timberwolves have.
So those are their power rankings. But the power rankings that we concern ourselves with every week here on Get Up belong to this man. Ryan Clark, who do you think are the 5 best teams in the NFL?
You know what? And like I say, every time we do this, Greeny, we don't need to really discuss my power rankings because they are my power rankings. People don't really get to have an opinion. And number 5, I'm going with the Green Bay Packers. Now, I was on this show a couple of Mondays ago, and you heard Rex Ryan call this defense Swiss cheese. And sometimes it is. But this offense can be government cheese. Yeah, I'm talking about the old school government cheese that was made out of a block. It made the best grilled cheese sandwiches, and it is solid as a rock. And that's what Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams have been for this team recently. And when Aaron Jones is healthy, this offense can flat out go. And I know we're going to say, well, look, they lost to Tampa Bay and Minnesota. There are going to be some weeks like that. When you look at this team consistently, though, if Lazard gets back healthy, the way that Aaron Jones plays, Devontae Adams, protection up front, and Aaron Rodgers now elevating himself into the MVP conversation, this is a team that's going to be a tough out. Not yet ready to win a championship, but moving in that direction if they can stop the run. And at number 4, I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. A big reason for that is Josh Allen. And I was kind of taking a step back on Josh Allen. I remember the Dan Orlovsky talk. This guy is going to win the MVP. And then we kind of started to see old Josh Allen. But we go against, you see the Buffalo Bills face Russell Wilson. They're going up against the Michael Jackson of the league. And we saw somebody else moonwalking, somebody else putting people on skates. And that was Stephon Diggs. And we watched that allow Josh Allen to absolutely excel. In the one-on-one matchup with Russell Wilson, he went for over 400 yards. The defense made big plays, and that team got to win. They are going to be a tough team in the AFC. And at number 3, the Saints go marching in. I know the people in New Orleans will be like, this isn't high enough. Did you see Breezes? He was doing all kind of things. Michael Thomas, he's so good. I agree with all of those things. But we finally got to see this defense play. And if this defense plays like this, if they rush the passer, if Malcolm Jenkins locks down tight ends, and if those 2 very talented corners play the way that they play, in February, we might see a little Beanie Weenie. We might see a little Eddie Bauer. We might see the chopper style. They might get the the gap, but they have to continue to play this way, and it has to be more than when they're just playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And yes, I keep this towel here now. You know why I keep this towel here? Because they don't lose. Of all the teams that have had bad days, and the Steelers have had bad days, they still haven't had a day bad enough to lose a game. And isn't that what this is about? You go up against the Dallas Cowboys. There's a little bit of a letdown. You've been taking body blows. You took a couple of shots to the jaw. You actually don't walk into, you walk into the game how Ben Roethlisberger often walks out of games and into press conference. You are limping a little bit. The whole world knows that you aren't feeling good. But what do? You find a way to make plays. Juju Smith-Schuster comes up with the big catches. Minka Fitzpatrick, the big interceptions, because that's what it's about. They are a clutch team with a clutch coach who's one of the best in the world, and we're seeing that right now. And at number 1, it is the Kansas City Chiefs. There really wasn't much suspense in this. This team is playing horse. If horse could be a football game, then Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs would be the tallest dude on your block because you know he could do things that all the little people couldn't. You ever watch, did anybody ever see the movie The Last Dragon? And you remember when Bruce Leroy got the glow? Well, that is how Patrick Mahomes walks on the field every day. It doesn't matter what Sho'nuff is doing. It doesn't matter if he's dripping and he's trying to punch Leroy. He's going to catch it, wave his hands like this. They will be glowing, and he will get jet sweeps to take the snap, do pirouettes, do ballerina dances, find DeMarcus Robinson in the back of the end zone, and there's nothing you can do. And the bad part about it is these are the days they aren't even playing really hard. Because remember what they did to Baltimore when it counted, and they had to cut it on. It was a blowout. We can expect more of that from the Kansas City Chiefs going forward. It's like watching the number 1 team in collegiate football.
As he says, they're his rankings, so it's very hard to argue. But if you were to put yours together, Dominique, would they look like that? Where do you take significant quarrel? Who would be number 1 for you?
No, I have no quarrel. That is a perfect ranking. I don't just wondering if the Steelers can do anything to get the number 1 spot. I don't think that they deserve it necessarily. That's a perfect list, and I do think that the Chiefs are, they're number 1. They aren't undefeated, but they are the best team, and we all know it. We can pretend like they aren't, but we all know it.
What do you think, Dan Graziano?
I voted Chiefs this week, so I agree with Ryan. Steelers, I have a lot of respect for what they're doing. Ben Roethlisberger, Mike Tomlin, but I got to say this because earlier in the show this was discussed. The Bengals are going to beat them this week. I don't care who's playing the quarterback.
He's got the Bengals beating the
Remember
Steelers
where you heard
this week.
Remember where you heard it.
We will see if he wants
bold prediction.
He'll be crying in his terrible towel.
And again, we have jumped heavily onto the Packers bandwagon after they played an absolutely ravaged San Francisco 49ers team on a Thursday night. Let's see if they're able to back that up this week. All right, now it is time for something unique.
Ready all night. Tell him here I come. Ready all night. Tell him here I come.
Look at me, I'm handsome, fast, quick. It doesn't take much for me to, I'm modest, humble, Doesn't take much for me to be confident.
Our friend Mr. Foxworth, Dominique.